Hi. You probably already had a look and saw what this video is about. It's been a long time since I've done an unboxing and first impression, and this one I think is going to be a little bit special in that it's a Dior. It's my favorite fragrance house. It's also a classic as well, and I'm very excited to open up and smell it. I don't think I've smelled this. I think I have, but back in the day, and I've completely forgotten what it's actually supposed to smell like. And I trust that it's going to be something that I do enjoy. Now, a long while back, I did get a chance to get myself a little sample of Dune, the men's one from Christian Dior. Now, I've got here one from 2006. This one is from 2006, and I've got another one here from 2012. Now they're both 10 milliliter sort of samples, and I've decanted them into a spray bottle and used them over the summer. And I do really enjoy this fragrance, but I'm looking for something a little bit more spicier, less abrasive. I think Dune for men comes across as a little bit abrasive and not really as warming as a sand dune image would have you visualize. So we're going to open up the original Dune by Dior. Let's do it. Let me get a little bit closer like this. Now I've seen in some videos where reviewers have still got all the plastic packaging intact and have somehow sort of opened from the bottom. I find that really odd, but yeah, like maybe they're gonna send it back to the store. I don't understand, but I've bought this so I can wear it, and that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, off with that. All right, and this bottle is from 2015, it looks like. Yeah, that's right. Don't we all know how to read batch codes? All right, here we go. Come out. There it is. The original Dune by Dior. And I am going to wear this. Oh, okay. I didn't think it would have a plastic cap, but it does. And nothing over here, so let's go. Oh, very wide. One more time. Let's give this a little bit of a think, shall we? Very clean. So far, it's very clean. I could be like a perfumer. The citronellol, the cyclolol, and the limonol. No, I'm not going to do that because I have no idea what any of that stuff is. Full respect to Aaron Terrence Hughes, who does that kind of stuff, but it's well over my head. Yeah, it's yes, it's definitely the citronellol and the limonellol and the linalool. Yeah. That must be the aldehydes that's jumping off here in the opening. Yeah, I don't get too much rosewood. This is famous for having that in there. A lot of amber and benzoin. And there's like a hint of sandalwood coming through now. Let's see what that does. I can smell ylang. I can smell the jasmine as well. I think that's called hedione. I think I know that much. We'll let that settle there for a little bit. I didn't think that it would be this safe in a scent profile, and maybe it's because it's a modern interpretation. This fragrance did come out in 1994, so I'm sure it has been reformulated at least once. Probably twice, and I think it's quite clean in the opening, and that aldehydes are giving it a little bit of a soapiness, which thankfully is starting to dry out and die down, whilst the florals sort of make their way up a little bit. I haven't gotten to the base just as yet, but I do detect some sandalwood all the way from the beginning. My nose picks that up quite well, I've noticed. things that I generally don't like. I'm not a big fan of sandalwood, and I'm not a big fan of nutmeg and rose. And so, unfortunately, those are the things that my nose is tuned to pick out. It's tuned to pick out the stuff that I don't like the most. But yeah, it's clean, and there's really not enough woodiness in here. I thought it would be a little bit more ambery, as a matter of fact, in the traditional sense, whatever they call amber. And it stands true to all of my first impressions and unboxings that I do on my channel, that they're never that impressive. I'm never usually totally blown away on first sniff of a fragrance that I've either never smelled or haven't smelled for like well over 20 years. And it's the same with Dune. I'm not blown away by it just yet. And that's probably due to the fact that things like this, like I always say, need to develop in the bottle. You need to put some air in there. You need to give it a little bit of age, a little bit of wearing as well, so that your nose tends to become accustomed to what to expect, and then to look for nuances inside that particular fragrance and how it develops. So I will give this a few more wearings and probably do a follow-up. And I should be doing follow-ups to all of my first impressions as well. Or maybe just doing fifth impression videos instead, and actually reviewing the fragrance and critiquing it for what it is and what it stands for. But as it stands right now, one more sniff. Yeah, it's just florals at this point in time, and quite clean florals as well. And I do get a lot of that. I do get a bit of lily, I do get a bit of ylang ylang, and I do get a lot of jasmine. And I am waiting to see what happens in the dry down, although I don't think I'll get there in the first wearing. So I will come back to this. But so far, it's nice, it's wearable. Some people say this is not a blind buy. I don't see how it can not be a blind buy. Yeah, it's not offensive at all. Like it's not like hugely projecting off my skin either. And it's not cloying in any way. It's not offensive in any way. It doesn't have any animalic sort of notes in it. So yeah, it is a blind buy if you can find it, if you do like that kind of scent. It's sort of really clean, a little bit soapy at the start, and sort of florals, and a little bit of sandalwood in there as well. Yeah, a little bit of a powdery touch coming through as well now. So I think it might be starting off sort of a bit unisex, but it might be leaning a little bit more feminine, which I don't mind at all in these ambery sort of sandalwood scents, that they lean that way, because they suit me just fine. Oh, now I remember. Yes, I have smelled this before, but it was a lot thicker than this. It was, or maybe it was the auntie that was wearing it was actually bathing in it. I'm not quite sure, but it is coming back to me, that scent. Yeah, and I think as it dries down a little bit more, I might be taken back on a trip down memory lane or something like that. So yeah, Dune, Christian Dior. I do recommend it. I do like it, and I think that it's got really good potential to grow and develop and become a really, really good fragrance on me. But at this point, it's just a like from me. So I will circle back and give this a review, probably a few months down the track as well. So I want to see how this performs in the summer, as a matter of fact. So I don't think it's usually worn in the summer, but I want to try it out in the summer. So there it is again, Dune, the original, the one and only, by Christian Dior. So there it was, my first impressions and unboxing of Christian Dior's Dune. And as always, really appreciate you joining me, and thanks for watching.
Thank you.